Killer to justice. Tonio is a vicious killer.
Don't you think that the police are going to start to ask a few questions as to why you are so damn anxious to put the finger on this guy you were done?
Evidence. I had the blazer buttons. I have a duty.
It was not your duty to sneak into the old apartment and steal buttons from the guy. What are you going to tell them? That you had a dream?
Oh, darling, I'm going to tell them that I remembered. I remembered something that I overheard while I was in the closet.
But you don't know whether you did remember it or whether it happened in a dream.
It definitely happened. Meg was terrified. She was terrified of something that Holden could tell people. Tonio said, "Leave Holden to me," his exact words. Obviously, Holden knows something, and he didn't tell anyone the night of the murder.
Maybe.
Maybe he came forward to divert suspicion from himself and avoid further questioning, and on top of it, he was able not to turn in his new business partner.
So why didn't you tell them all this when you were down here before?
Because Margot was cross and impatient with me and she didn't give me a chance.
I wonder why. Imagine that.
Darling, dear heart.
Yes?
Do I have your permission to make this phone call?
Does it matter?
This could turn the whole thing around. This could save poor Barbara.
Corinne Lawrence, a suicide.
Are they sure?
Well, that's how Inspector Argenton explained it to me.
Munson.
Good morning. This is Lucinda Dixon, and I would like to speak with Detective Hughes, please.
Margot isn't here right now. She was subpoenaed to testify for the prosecution today.
What? She was subpoenaed to testify for the prosecution. Why did Tom Hughes do that? He knows that she thinks that Barbara's as innocent as I do.
Mrs. Dixon, are you there?
Just a minute, please.
Look, we're awfully busy around here. I suggest that you try Margot later, okay? Why did the Martinique authorities think it was a suicide? Did they find a note?
No, just an empty bottle of sleeping pills. They said it looked like an intentional overdose to them.
What's the matter, Hal?
Nick was trying to board a plane to Martinique when he escaped the police in the Dominican Republic. It just can't be a coincidence.
You think Nick killed her?
Well, he killed Doris Pierpont and Duncan's caretaker. He almost strangled Shannon O'Hara, and he shot Rod Landry. It's not like he's not up to murder.
I'll get on with Inspector Argenton and give him a description of it.
Yeah, don't forget to give him the alias that Nick was using on his passport, too.
And tell him that he may be a key witness in a murder trial here. We'd like to get him back here fast.
Hello, this is Detective Franklin of the Oakdale Police in the United States. I'd like to speak to Inspector Argenton again, please.
Lieutenant McCloskey?
Miss Lawrence.
I'm here because I'm worried about my mother. I got a very disturbing phone call from her yesterday, and I thought perhaps maybe you could help me trace it.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please be seated.
Would you state your name and occupation?
Margot Hughes. I'm a detective with the Oakdale Police Department.
And do you know the defendant, Barbara Ryan?
Yes, I've known her for several years.
Now, on or about August 11th of this year, did Miss Ryan inform the police that her son, Paul Stenbeck, was leaving Oakdale with her permission to become a camp counselor at Camp Geneva?
Yes, but she...
Please, would you just answer yes or no?
Yes.
And did she tell the police at the end of the summer that Paul had gone straight from Camp Geneva to Hillsborough Prep?
Yes.
And did Miss Ryan later report that her son had returned from Hillsborough on or about the evening of September 29th?
She did.
And did you later learn in your investigation that, in fact, Paul Stenbeck had never been to Camp Geneva nor to Hillsborough Prep?
Yes.
And do you know where he actually was during that time?
Yes.
Did you tell the court?
He was in a cabin in the mountains owned by David and Ellen Stewart.
With whom?
With his father, James Stenbeck.
I know why Tom's doing this.
During that time, extending from early August through September, nearly 2 months, did Barbara Ryan ever go to the police and ask for their help in rescuing her son from his father, a wanted criminal?
Oh, well, she couldn't.
Well, she couldn't because she lied to her family, friends, and the police.
It wasn't, it was more, it just wasn't
Please,
that.
just yes or no. Had Barbara Ryan repeatedly lied to everyone she knew, including the police, as to the whereabouts of her son?
Yes.
The Emmy Award winner, As the World Turns. This portion brought to you today by Ultra Pampers, the diaper with the lock-away core. Even when they're wet, they're dry. And by Cascade, powder and liquid Cascade for virtually spotless dishes.
I'm just telling you to hold a place on the front page in the afternoon edition. And I'm not going to tell you why, Marlowe, no. But do it, hold it, or else all the little Marlowes will have a very lean Christmas. Imagine Detective Munson just hanging up on me like that.
He's up to his eyeballs in the case, dear. He's got better things
What
to
I'm
do.
going to do, I'm going to wait luxuriously till Margot's out of court, and then I'm going to tell her all about Tonio. And you know what?
What?
Detective Munson can read about it in the newspaper and ease his little heart out. This is kind of exciting. I'm feeling good. I'm going to get Tonio. And when Tonio goes to prison, then I'm going to take over Craig's company.
What's this about Craig and Tonio going to prison?
Look who's here.
Darling. Hello, my two darlings. My big darling and my little darling.
Hello.
Hey, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to be back.
Good. Can I? Come on. I haven't seen you go up the pearls. Look at him, John. Isn't he an
Look
angel?
at you.
How was Boston? How was Boston?
Great. It was great. It was nice to visit with Franny.
Is Boston good?
Hello, John.
Welcome back.
Hey,
Okay. What's going on?
Oh, it's wonderful. Things are good for the family. Lily called me and we're invited for Christmas. And we were there, John and I, last night. We were at the carriage house trimming the Christmas tree, and I was divine. I was restrained. I was good. You would have been proud of me. And you know what else happened? I had a dream. I had a dream about Tonio. I had a dream. And I'm going to prove it. Prove that he killed James Stenbeck. And we're going to save poor Barbara.
Lawrence, I'm sorry you had to find out this way.
Is there anybody you'd like us to call?
No, what? James is dead. I'm all alone now. I was so frightened that this would happen. Mommy, she was so confused and frightened. It was like she knew what was going to happen. Oh, I should have done what Dusty told me to do. He told me to come to you so that you could trace the caller. And maybe you could have saved her. Oh.
Lawrence, it doesn't do any good to blame yourself.
We do have a couple of questions for you. If you're not up to answering them now, it's okay.
No, it's okay. I'll tell you whatever I can.
Did your mother say anything on the phone from Martinique to indicate that she wasn't alone there or that she might be expecting somebody to join her there?
Oh, yeah, she was pretty incoherent, but she said something about Nick Costello, Antonio Reyes.
Marg will be interested to hear this one. She thought it was Tonio all along.
This is certainly not going to help Tom and Margot's relationship.
Well, he's just doing his job, dear, and he's doing it very well, may I add.
Poor Barbara.
On the night James Stenbeck was murdered, did you see the defendant at the scene of the crime?
Yes, she was coming from the vicinity of the house, which was already engulfed in flames.
And was she holding a revolver in her hand,
Yes.
trying to conceal it?
I can't say what
Well,
she
I'll
was trying
rephrase
to
the question. Was Barbara Ryan carrying her son's jacket in a way that blocked the gun from view?
Yes.
Now, was this gun she carried later identified by ballistics as the murder weapon?
Yes.
Were any fingerprints found on the gun?
Yes.
Whose?
The defendant.
Any others?
No.
I have no further questions.
Does the defense wish to cross-examine?
Yes, Your Honor. Detective Hughes, is there a reliable test that can be done to ascertain if a person has actually fired a gun?
Yes, it's called a paraffin test.
Mm-hmm. And was such a test done on the night of the murder to determine if the defendant had fired the gun she carried out of the house?
No.
Why not?
Because the defendant was in shock.
Objection. The defendant's emotional state at this time has not been established.
Sustained. The jury will disregard the witness's last statement.
I have one more question. The state has made much of the fact that Barbara Ryan lied about the whereabouts of her son while he was with his father, the implication being that she lied for no good reason. The state would have us believe that Barbara Ryan is a chronic liar.
Does counsel have a question?
Let's get on with it, Miss Griffin.
Detective Hughes, to your knowledge, did Barbara Ryan conceal the whereabouts of her son for a good reason?
Yes, for a very good reason. James Stenbeck told Barbara Ryan that she would never see her son again if, indeed, she told anyone where he was.
I have no further questions.
The witness is excused. The state may call its next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state rests its case.
Now stop. You're a bad influence on me. You're making me late for class.
You seem more relaxed this morning.
I am. I'm sorry I freaked out last night. But when Emily said that, you know, everybody was up at Ruxton Hills could be called in to testify, I just got scared. Holden said that he wouldn't lie to protect you.
Holden won't be called. The one they're trying to convict is Barbara Ryan, and he didn't see her there.
But you did.
So?
I just wish we'd told the truth from the beginning. I think we'd be a lot better off now.
Meg, if we told the truth, I'd be the one who'd be on trial right now. Margot Hughes would do anything to hang this on me. Maybe you'd be happy to see me go to prison, Holden could continue to run Montgomery & Associates. You'd have my 50%. You could live it up.
That's not funny. Why do you say such horrible things?
Sorry I'm late, Tonio. I had to take Emily to the doctor's. She wasn't feeling too well.
Well, I thought she was going to get herself sick throwing a dinner party right after testifying yesterday.
Yeah, it's probably just nerves.
Well, why don't I go try and find her and see if I can help? Goodbye, darling.
Goodbye, darling.
Oh, and you! Oh, have a great day and make lots and lots of money and steal a lot of Lucinda's clients away and... Holden, you haven't been called to testify, have you?
No.
Oh, good. I mean, you looked like you were... I mean, well... I'll see you later.
Tonio, I made a phone call this morning before I came to work. I wanted to make an appointment with Corinne Lawrence, so I called her offices. When I finally got through, her secretary told me that she committed suicide last night.
What?
I don't know any details, but she said that she was on some island down in the Caribbean.
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe she would do something that foolish.
I think that it probably has something to do with the Stenbeck murder. She might be keeping something from the police. I guess that can really get to someone after a while.
Is there a hidden meaning behind that remark, Holden?
No.
I'll be in my office. I have to call Visconti.
Oh, Dr. Michaels. I'm so glad that I got to run into you.
How are you feeling?
Well, not great. I'm having morning sickness. You know, it's nothing serious.
You've told your husband that you're pregnant?
No, not yet. Listen, do you remember I told you that I could just handle everything on my own from this point on?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel like everything is just starting to fall in again, and I want to know if maybe you could see me today.
today. I'm sorry. It's going to be a problem. I'm on standby to be a witness at Barbara Ryan's trial.
What?
Oh, I don't think her lawyer would ask me any questions about you. She's just interested in Barbara's mental state on the night of the murder.
Oh. Okay. Well, I'm going to be here because I have to see Dr. Samuels now. Maybe we can make a tentative appointment, and if you have to leave, that's fine.
Something else is worrying you, isn't it?
Well, I'm afraid that Holden's going to find out about my pregnancy before I'm ready to tell him.
But you are going to tell him?
Yes, I don't have a choice.
I thought you might be considering an abortion.
Well, I thought about that. But I couldn't go through with it. No matter what, the child that I'm carrying was conceived in a lot of love, and it's the only part of James I'll ever have left. So, no, I won't do that. And I'm grateful that I told James about the baby.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to leave now, Emily, but just stop by my office and check my schedule and see, okay?
Yeah, I will.
Emily! Kim and I wanted to be there. Thank you for the invitation, but she got home late from the television studio, and then we wanted to be around the house in case Barbara needed us.
Oh, I understand. So did you see Barbara?
No, as it turned out, she went over to Dusty and Lily's to be with Paul and Andy.
Oh.
Excuse me. Sherry?
Yeah?
Any idea if Rex is in his office?
No, he's out Christmas shopping with the missus. Oh, this is the pitsiest time of the year for me. Christmas bonuses, all the parties I have to organize for the different departments. Not to mention gifts for Mr. Whitmore's wife. Plus, a few hundred presents that have to be wrapped. You can call me Scrooge, but the 4th of July is fast becoming my favorite holiday.
Come on now, it's not all that bad.
You're right. It's worse. You know, if you ever quote me, I'll deny it. But it used to be so much easier when you were chief of staff.
Believe me, I'll never quote you. But there is something I want to ask you. Any idea what Rex has done with my request for a hyperbaric room installed here?
Well, I saw the memo on his desk, but...
But what?
Well, he knows that Dr. Dixon feels it's not top priority. It's probably buried underneath 100 other requests by now.
That's too bad. We really need it.
Look, Lucinda Dixon's coming by later on to underwrite some of the hospital expenses as her holiday gift to Memorial. I'll just put the request in her stack, and we'll see what happens.
You're a brave woman. Dr. Dixon might have a fit.
So, what else is new? It'll be my Christmas gift to you, and thank heavens I won't have to wrap it.
Sherry?
Yeah?
Nobody could ever call you Scrooge.
Oh.
Hey, kid. It was nice of you to have Paul and Andy over. They had a great time last night.
Right, no problem. I was glad I was able to help Paul get his mind off it. I'll help out any way I can.
Well, that was a big help.
All right.
Emily.
Hi, Dusty.
Hi. Just found out that you and Holden bought a condo up by the main house.
Well, I just found out that you live at the foot of the drive.
Yes, but Holden knew way before you bought the condo.
So?
So there's nothing I can do about it right now, but I want you to give Holden a message for me. Tell him standing out there on the knoll all night watching our house is crazy and sick, and it's not going to accomplish anything.
Deck the halls with visitors.
Hi! Oh, gosh! It's good to see you. Close the door. It's cold. It is. How are you? How was your trip? How's Bryant? How's everything?
The trip was great, and Bryant is at Mother's with Louise, Matthew, and Rosa fawning all over him.
I understand.
Lily? Lily, look! It looks wonderful!
Thank you. I love
Great.
it. Dusty and I are having a wonderful time planning for the holidays.
Good. And I heard that you invited Mother and John here. And it meant a lot to her.
I'm glad. I hope so. I think it's about time I start mending a few fences. Tell me something. Why did you run off to Boston so fast?
Oh, of course, see Franny.
Well, of course.
And I thought it'd be a good time of year to go shopping in the East.
Oh.
There was another reason.
What?
Honest answer?
Of course.
Well, because I'm so close with Betsy. Emily invited me to her wedding. And I just couldn't go and pretend I was happy watching them making a very terrible mistake. Because I made the exact same mistake marrying Tonio. Because Craig had hurt me. And it took a long time to right that mistake. And we lost time that we can never have back. And Lily, I didn't want to sit back and watch my little sister make the exact same mistake.
It's not the same at all.
No? Then you look me straight in the eyes and tell me you're not still in love with Holden.
Hey, would you check on this and get back to me, please?
Right, Tom.
Tom, you did a masterful job presenting your case. Congratulations.
Thank you, Will.
And I am sort of at a loss what to say.
Well, this is a historical moment then, Mom. Maybe we better leave it that way.
Now, Tom, I do have one thing I want to say to you. And that is, I know that Barbara has been lying through her teeth, and I am well aware of the time that she said all those lies about you in New York about that so-called affair. And I didn't think I would ever forgive her, but just because she's a liar does not mean she's a murderer.
Well, you're right, Mom, but I had to establish that she's an expert liar so the jury would understand she could be lying about this memory loss.
I don't want to argue with you anymore. I need to talk to Barbara. I'm sure she's terribly upset.
Fence room's over there.
Great.
Oh, I'm going to go down to the police station and check in there, all right? I'll see you back here.
Fine.
Okay. Your mother's feelings are very torn by her loyalties.
The whole family does. I mean, I feel like I'm caught in the middle. I was elected to uphold the law, and I can't give Barbara any special treatment just because she's part of the family.
Tom, I haven't even told Lisa this, but I have contacted some of my old friends in Interpol, and I'm asking them to help track down Nick Costello and bring him back here. Now, I am sure that he can supply a lot of those answers that nobody's got so far about Stenbeck's death.
Well, I hope they can help us out. I'm simply here looking for the truth.
Okay. I will keep you posted.
I really didn't expect Tom to finish so quickly. Yeah. I want you to give our witnesses a call. Make sure they've been notified.
Right.
Barbara? Can I get you anything?
No. Just looking down at all those people out there leading normal lives, running around doing their last-minute Christmas shopping. How I envy them.
Oh, it's fine. Hi, Lisa.
Well, all right now. The prosecution has had their day, and now it's your turn. And everything's going to start looking a lot better.
I don't think so, Lisa. I saw the look on the jurors' faces when Tom was asking Margot about the lies I told about Paul. I don't think they're going to believe me about anything.
Hey, come on. Now, once Jessica puts you on the stand and they can really hear it, it's going to be...
Oh, I don't think I will do that, Lisa. It will open Barbara right up for Tom's cross-examination.
Jess, what difference does it make? That'd be great. Then it would give her a chance to stand up there, tell the jury just exactly how horrible this man has been to her and what he's put her through.
Unfortunately, that's a sword that can cut two ways. Now, if we stress it, then it'll give credence to the idea that Barbara had a very strong motive for killing James.
I see your point. Well, Barbara... Honey, I'm sure that when Hal comes back, he'll have something that'll be very helpful, even before court reconvenes. And Earl just went over to the police station. He's bound to come back with some good news.
Well, listen, at least I'm glad it's over. I know it couldn't have been easy.
Well, it's a lot rougher on Barbara than me.
Yeah, Tom sure ended with a bang. He convinced the jury that Barbara's a liar and then reminded them yet again that her prints were the only ones on the gun.
Well, unfortunately, all that's true. Hey, how's Monica?
She's still pretty upset.
Yeah, the Lawrence's lawyer's in there now making arrangements.
Oh, I feel sorry for her. First James uses her, and now this. She'll inherit millions, but she'll be scarred for life.
Speaking of millionaires with problems...
Oh,
I'm so glad that you're back.
What is it? What's up?
I think I have a way for you to find proof that Tonio was out at the Ruxton Hills house and that he murdered James. You call in Holden Snyder, and you call him in now. And he can help us nail Tonio before it's too late for poor Barbara.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you today by Tartar Control Crest, the dentist's choice to help keep your teeth tartar-free, and by Ivory, clean the way it ought to be. We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
Hello, Angela. So, when are you and your husband going to come and visit us? Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you, too, but I just wish that your husband could come, because I really think he'd like to... Yes, we all sympathize with Barbara. Okay. Yeah, I'll see you. Bye-bye. Why did you invite Angela Visconti to come here alone?
I didn't. It was her idea. Now, look, we have to do a very good job of entertaining her. I want her to return to Franco with an enthusiastic report.
I know what your idea of entertainment is, Tonio. So just count me out of it, all right?
Holden. She's a beautiful woman, and she enjoys a harmless flirtation. I see nothing wrong with playing along.
I know you don't, because I know how you carried on when you were in London, while you were still married to Sierra. I don't operate that way, Tonio.
But look, I'm not interested in your sense of morality. I don't think you believe in it anyway. And you're not blind to sexual attraction. How else do you explain your recent marriage? Just a few weeks ago, you were professing undying love for Lily, weren't you?
Stop. Right there. If you think you can get Franco to sign a 3-year contract by seducing his wife, then you go ahead and you take care of it yourself.
Who said anything about seducing his wife? Did I say that? Holden, I'm married to your sister now.
Well, I doubt that you've changed much, Tonio, since your London days and since you've married my sister. She's not very happy these days.
What is going on here, Holden? You can hear you guys all the way down the hall.
Maybe you should have a talk with your new husband, Emily. He's learning that he's a bit naive when it comes to certain aspects of business. I have an appointment. I'll see you later.
How things go with the doctor?
Fine. She said that I've just been very tensed because of everything that's been going on the past few days, but I feel better now.
Good.
Holden, what was Tonio talking about when he said that you're naive?
Well, let's put it this way. There are a few things about my business partner that I'm not too crazy about. I never have been.
It all fits. It fits. Tonio gives Holden a partnership. That's ridiculous on the surface, right? To buy his silence. That's what Meg is so terrified about. And that's why Tonio said to Meg, leave Holden to me.
Why didn't you come to all of this with before, when you came to us with Tonio's buttons from his apartment?
But darling, you know, I was trying, but you were awfully superior. And you hung up on me when I tried to tell you.
I was very busy with another part of this investigation, Mrs. Dixon.
Roy has a lead on where Nick Costello might be.
Oh.
You think you know where he is?
Well, we're not sure.
Oh, my. Good heavens. What's little Monica doing here? Did she come to tell you about the phone call that she got from her mother? She had a phone call, and her mother named 2 names in tandem, Nick Costello and Tonio Reyes.
How did you know about that?
Well, we heard about it at the party, at the carriage house last night. Now, look, if you want to make progress, find Corinne Lawrence. Get her back into town, because she will give you the conclusive proof that Tonio was involved with James.
I am afraid we can't do that, Mrs. Dixon.
Well, you could try.
No, we can't. Corinne Lawrence was found dead this morning in a rented villa in Martinique.
All rise. seated.
Court is reconvened. Is the defense ready to call its first witness?
We are, Your Honor. The defense calls Dr. Lynn Michaels.
Raise your left hand, please. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And Holden still hasn't stopped standing on that knoll, watching this place. Dusty found his tracks in the snow this morning. And Holden is the one who bought a condo so we can watch this place, not me.
All right, Lily. But you still haven't told me whether you're over your feelings for Holden.
Maybe I'm not. But God, I want to be. I'm trying, and I think I'm making good strides.
I'm glad you can be honest about that. I'm also glad that you and Dusty didn't rush into marriage the way that Holden and Emily did.
Well, Dusty proposed, but I wasn't ready.
I didn't know that.
Let's not talk about this. You know, I didn't even ask you. Have you heard any news about Craig? Anything new?
No, I spoke with the detective who's still working in Greece and to Inspector Henyotis. No. No new leads.
I'm sorry.
No, I was clinging on to hope that Craig might make it home for Christmas. But it being next week, well, it's Bryant's first Christmas, and we'll make it special, you know?
Well, Sierra, do you know that they still haven't found Nick Costello? And if they do, then maybe he can lead you to Craig.
Yeah, there's always another if. But I guess that's what keeps me going and hoping. Lily, I think about the mistakes that I made with Craig, and that's what makes me worry about you so much.
There's a big difference in me being here with Dusty and you going off and marrying a man like Tony.
Yeah. Why, at a time like Christmas, being with someone you truly love must be the most wonderful, special thing.
Oh, Sierra.
Now, you know, Craig and I never got to have a Christmas together. I miss him, Lily. It's like a knife in my heart.
You got into an argument with Holden. You know what kind of temper he has. He might go straight to the police.
Meg, I'm not going to be intimidated by your brother about my business, all right?
Of course he is not going to want to meet with Angela Visconti. She had the hots for him last year. He just got married, for Pete's sake.
Meg, you're as naive as your brother.
What's that supposed to mean?
I don't want to get into another argument. Do you want to have lunch or not?
Fine. Yes. Just wait a second. Let me see something.
Oh, seriously?
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh, this is all time. The two of you sitting together. My handsome husband is here, and he wants to take me to lunch and won't take no for an answer. I know. I might be a little bit late for Grayson's lecture. If she asks, would you just tell her that I have been unavoidably detained? And take good notes.
Okay.
Have a good lunch.
You know it.
I wonder if Meg is as happy as she pretends to be.
Oh, who knows how happy anybody really is.
Is your mother still coming in for Christmas, or?
No, she, has to spend it with my brother and my sister-in-law. And her only grandchild.
Well, I mean, there's really nothing to be upset about because I'm telling you, at Lucinda's, it will be Christmas extravaganza. You'll love it. It's
I
great.
know.
Every year.
The decorators have come in already to trim the trees. We have 3 Christmas trees.
She always has 3 Christmas trees.
I feel like I had a deprived childhood. I only had 1 Christmas tree growing up.
That's just pathetic, I'll tell you.
Oh, you have to come to the children's Christmas party in the ward. I have asked Uncle John to play Santa Claus.
Good. I wouldn't miss that for the world. Good.
Oh, I heard that Monica Lawrence came by your house last night.
Yeah, she's going through a rough time, and it's just a really bad time to be alone. Well, holidays.
I never thought Monica and I would have anything in common. That was the most self-pitying remark I've ever said in my life. Forget I said that.
I'll forget you said it.
Justin, can I talk to you for a minute?
Oh, I'm so glad I caught you, Mrs. Dixon. I have those memos on projects you might consider underwriting as your annual Christmas donation.
Oh, heavens. No, this is not a good day for me to consider things like that. I've got an awful lot on my mind. Why don't you just okay them for me, all right?
Fine, but I'm afraid I'll...
Sure they're all worthy?
Yes, I know, but I'll need you to initial them all the same. Here we go.
All right. Whatever you say. How many of them are there? There.
Thank you very much. The hospital thanks you, and all the staff thank you.
Well, it's my pleasure, my annual pleasure.
Excuse me. You just got your hyperbaric room.
Sherry, you're amazing.
Can I talk to you now about the party in the children's ward?
You know, you, Pamela, are the most persistent person. You're just like your uncle.
Well, guess where I get it from?
Come on.
What news from the courthouse?
Well, the only thing I know is that Kim has been subpoenaed to testify this afternoon.
Good heavens, as a character witness? Well, I've just been to the police, and let me tell you, I've given them a lead, and this whole fiasco of a trial should be over.
Maybe you ought not to say anything about that until something actually happens, you know.
Lucinda, I'd like to thank you personally for underwriting the grant for the hyperbaric room. It's something I've wanted for this hospital for a long, long time.
I didn't know what to say, Holden. Dusty said that you sometimes stand on the knoll and stare at the carriage house. Now, I have seen you standing out in the terrace and looking down there several times. I just had no idea why.
If Dusty has something to say, then he should say it to me. He shouldn't say anything to you.
Holden, I'm not telling you this to make you angry. I know you still care about Lily. I didn't know that you think of her this frequently. Now, Dusty said that you knew they were living there before you bought the condominium.
Montgomery Associates.
Holden, is that you?
Yeah?
It's Margot Hughes. I'm glad I caught you in.
What's up?
I've just been going over the statement that you gave to Detective Franklin the night that James Stenbeck was murdered. And there's some questions. I was wondering if you could come down to the station and answer them for me.
You approved a grant to buy a hyperbaric room without asking me how I felt about that.
Well, I don't know what it is, but I signed whatever the memos that Sherry gave me. I mean, 'tis the season to be generous.
John, why wouldn't you want a hyperbaric room? That little girl who was trapped in the well in Texas, it saved her life.
No kidding. I was out of the country. I didn't hear anything about that at all. Of course I want a hyperbaric room, but I've won a lot of things around this hospital, but we can't afford them.
But we can. We can afford everything.
You sign a piece of paper, you don't even know what it's for or what the machinery is and what it entails. We've got to hire people, personnel to be trained, maintain the equipment. I'm the bad guy.
No.
I have to go around and
You're
make
not
these
the
decisions
bad
around
guy.
here, you
You're
see?
a good guy, because you're running this place brilliantly.
Yeah.
And thanks to you, we have the only hyperbaric facility between here and Chicago.
I think that we should maybe name the room after you, John. I think it'll be...
I want to tell you what I believe that I gave the police.
What lead is that?
I don't think you probably heard. Monica's mother was found dead this morning. What? The police think it was a suicide. Perhaps you could say something to her.
Dusty, I just wanted to thank you for talking
Okay.
to me last
I just
night. You
heard
were a
the
really
news.
big help.
I'm sorry.
I need to talk to you again.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand. I'm still a bit confused
If
myself.
there's
I
anything
can't believe
that I
it
can
really
do
happened.
for you, though, just
Yes,
tell me.
there is. I need your advice. I'm not thinking very clearly right now.
Okay. What?
It's about the night that James was killed.
Now, Monica, when it comes to this subject right now, I think you should just wait and...
No, I can't wait. Barbara Ryan is standing trial for murdering James, and there's something that I saw that night that I haven't told the police yet.
Lisa?
Oh, anything new at the station?
Yeah, lots. But I'll tell you later. I've got to go now. Goodbye.
Dr. Michaels, does the defendant continue to see you as a patient, and are you attempting to help her recollect certain facts from the night of the murder that she might have blocked out?
Yes, I am.
Thank you, Dr. Michaels. No further questions, Your Honor.
be right back. Does the state wish to cross-examine?
Yes, Your Honor. Dr. Michaels, when you examined the defendant at Memorial Hospital the night of the murder, can you say with certainty that she suffered a memory loss in reference to the events of that night?
Well, not with absolute
No, just
certainty.
yes or no. Can you be certain that she has suffered a memory loss?
Put that way, my answer would have to be no.
No further questions.
The witness is excused.
Did Paul say what he wanted?
No, he just said that it was very, very important, and he would only talk to you about it. He's right outside.
They're combing the island of Martinique for Nick. No trace yet. But they have found a set of prints, a large set of prints, presumably male, in the bedroom of the villa where they found the body of Mrs. Lawrence. They're sending them here.
All right. Maybe now we'll be getting somewhere.
Hold it.
Hold it.
Please, come. Come in.
Come in here, have a seat, relax. We'll try not to keep you too long.
Sit down. Thank you for coming. Like I told you on the phone, we've just been going over your statement that you gave to Roy Franklin the night that Stenbeck was murdered.
It's all true.
Well, we're not questioning that. The problem is that the investigation really wasn't under the way then, and Detective Franklin didn't ask you certain questions that have now come up.
Like what?
Well, see, in your statement, you said that you saw Emily Stewart and Paul Stenbeck in the Ruxton Hills house with James, and you saw them through the window. You also said that you saw a set of female footprints, we assume to be Barbara Ryan's.
That's right.
All right. Well, why don't I get right to the point? Was there anyone else that you saw at the Ruxton Hills house that night?
Well, more specifically, did you see Tony Reyes there?
Stay tuned for Guiding Light, next on most of these CBS stations. Join us tomorrow for the Emmy Award winner, As the World Turns.